Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go. Let's go! All right, let's talk about exit 2 coming up right after exit 1. Exit 2 is an internal succession, right? Transitioning the ownership of your business to the next generation of advisors that are already in your business. So let's think about who that person or group of people are. Start training those advisors. Look at building their skill set, teaching them about what it takes to run the business. Broaden their horizons within the business. So if they're just managing a book of business, start giving them operational or compliance or marketing tasks so they can start learning about the different parts of the business outside managing a portfolio. So really important to identify who it is internally and start offering the training to build up their confidence in being able to take over the business, but you also want to feel confident that they're going to be able to at least continue the business as is, if not continue to grow it. All right, third exit coming up here on the left is a merger, right? So it's kind of like exit 1 where you're outright selling to someone else or another firm, but in this case, you're merging with another firm and you're kind of phasing out over time. And this is a great opportunity to find a business that's very similar to yours, that has similar services, similar philosophies, and really also has a healthy culture. And this can be a great way to merge and just take a more slow and gradual transition out of the business. And that allows you to continue generating personal income. And also, when we talk about valuation, increasing the value of your business, right? So this could be a great option if you're not quite ready to retire yet. Maybe you still have kids in college, or damn it, your daughter's boyfriend proposed. Now you got a wedding to pay for. Life happens and maybe you're just not ready, but you're starting to think about it. Merging with another firm is a great way to take it slow, but make sure you have an option. And finally, and this might be an option that's not as popular, that's exit 4, just winding down. So winding down may not be the best option for you, but it is a good option for some. So whether you have already had your client pool kind of dwindling down over time, they're aging with you, and those assets aren't staying with you through the children or grandchildren, winding down could be a good option. You don't have to deal with the stress of due diligence on a potential buyer. You don't have to deal with trying to maximize your valuation, having to implement new processes or bring on new people. Sometimes winding down is the easiest and least stressful way to exit the industry. So for some, it's a great option. For others, it's not, but it's still an option to consider. So let's talk about what's next. And it's probably one of the most important things, if not the most important thing you have to do, and that is get client buy-in. Your value of your book of business is dependent on the number of clients that stay through any transition. So you need to get their buy-in. You have to convince these clients that this is the right thing, not only for you, because they care for you, right? If they've been with you a long time and you've helped them, they care. They care about themselves too. This is their legacy as well. So you have to get their buy-in. You have to show them all the benefits of the transition to your clients. Maybe it's they'll get more options, right, in terms of portfolio management or strategies. Maybe they'll get more support. Maybe the firm that's buying you out has options and opportunities to talk to estate planning attorneys and tax attorneys and other specialties. But you've got to get that buy-in. You've got to have transparent communication with your clients so that when that transition happens, they will act quickly to get all the necessary legal documents in place for that succession to happen. So be sure to communicate with your clients. Be open and honest. Don't forget, these are people too. Having an honest person-to-person conversation is going to go a long way. So make sure you start that process sooner and be transparent through every step of the way. Now listen, we're in a regulated industry, so there are going to be absolutely regulatory things that you are going to have to keep in mind, right? If you're closing down your business and selling outright or merging, there are going to be certain things you have to do in terms of notifying regulators, filing different A to B documents, whether it's to withdraw your registration or update your ownership structure. There are a lot of regulatory things that you may have to do. So if you don't have someone internally outside of you as the owner as your compliance support, this would be the time to bring on an outsourced compliance provider to help guide you through the regulatory and compliance requirements with winding down a business or merging or being acquired by another. So that's going to be an important step. There's also certain legal obligations and legal requirements, so be sure to get a good lawyer on your team as well. Listen, you're about to be a rich bitch. Yes, you heard me right. If you don't decide just to completely wind down, but you decide to merge or sell, you're about to be a rich bitch. Didn't you know? You're going to be getting money. Money, money, money. Make it rich. No. You're going to be getting a lot of money. You know who else is going to get part of your money? Uncle Sam. You want to make sure that you are thinking very strategically about how to structure these deals. Potential tax implications for you personally or for your business. You should be talking to your accountant, your tax attorney, and developing a strategy, right, for your interest to be acquired or for your merger. If you decide to go with another firm, or how an internal transition would look like. You're going to have your own tax implications, and if it's someone else taking on more ownership and interest in your business, they have tax implications for them personally as well. So this needs to be part of the conversation. So it's not always about the exchange of cash. Sometimes it's about the exchange of different interests. Sometimes it's building out a payment plan over time. There's different ways to structure the deals, and it's very important to make sure you have a good accountant and tax attorney with you who can help you think through how to structure this so that Uncle Sam doesn't end up with a huge chunk of your money. All right, so listen, you've planned, you picked your exit, your off-ramp off the highway, you've gotten your compliance consultant, you've gotten your attorneys, your accountants, you've structured it, you've gotten the client buy-in. Well, now you need transition support. Do you know how much freaking paperwork you have to do to repaper all your client accounts, to get new client agreements done? It's a lot of administrative work. And it's really important to get some transition support. So whether it's additional hands, right, to actually process paperwork, whether it's engaging a consultant to help you kind of think through the process of transition, the different steps, you're definitely going to need an attorney involved because there will be several legal documents that need to be reviewed and signed as you transition and hand off that baton, right? You might have a lease you need to terminate or turn over. You may have furniture, software, servers, employees. You got to talk to them about their contracts, independent contractors, vendors. There's a lot that goes into it. So you want to make sure you are prepared and have that support. So that's part of step one of the plan. That's part of having that compliance and regulatory support. That's part of having the legal support, but it's also making sure you have that support with the transition, especially when it comes to the administrative side. You want to make sure you have all hands on deck to help you with that paperwork. For many acquisitions especially, there is a threshold you have to meet in terms of the percentage of clients that have to transition over. So it's really important that that number is met, and you don't want to fail to meet that number simply because you didn't have enough people to help with the paperwork. Finally, the transition's done. You're no longer the owner. You can take a deep breath. I'm no longer responsible. I wish I knew how that felt. I still own my business, so I don't know quite how it feels. No, I'm kidding. You want to make sure now that this transition's happened that you're preserving your legacy. And that means You need to make sure that you're phasing yourself out over time, but you're making sure you're enforcing those contract provisions. You want to make sure that the person or firm that's taken over your business is fulfilling their promises, right? They're falling in line and they're upholding the promises you made to those clients. So it's really important to make sure that they're aligning with the agreements you had and that you're keeping your clients engaged. Inevitably, there will be hiccups in the process. With all the technology firms have nowadays, Technology 1 doesn't speak perfect English with Technology 2. There are going to be bumps in the road, there are going to be delays, there are going to be some challenges, but you have to be prepared that they will happen, and you have to be prepared to face them on head on and really make sure, again, you're keeping that client, that staff buy-in as you're going through those challenges and getting through the process, and then making sure that the new person servicing these clients are fulfilling their promises. So there's a lot that goes into an exit strategy. There's a lot to consider, but don't be overwhelmed. You're not alone. There are tons of people here to support you, whether it's your family, your team, or service providers like us. So if you're ready to explore that off-ramp, if you're ready to really start the process of your succession and retirement, please give us a call, 770-462-2118. We want to help you ensure your legacy is passed on to someone who will respect it. Talk to you soon.